So in our ongoing series of xiafan over rice dishes, we've covered some classic rice killers from Hunan province, some of our favorites from Guizhou province, and this time we'll be going over to Sichuan, probably everybody's favorite province for food, and panda. Speaking of Sichuan food, I think its xiafan ability needs no introduction. From mapo tofu to kung pao chicken, I guess everybody knows how awesome Sichuan cuisine is to devour alongside rice. So this time we want to cover some kind of lesser known abroad Sichuan dishes that are also amazing rice killers. First, we'll take a look at zhacai, a Sichuan preserved mustard green. And then we'll look at a classic flavor profile, Yuxiang fish fragrant, but this time smothering that sauce over a soft and pillowy omelette. And lastly, we'll cover a mildly spicy minced beef and celery stir fry from the jiachang that is home-style flavor profile. So right, as a tradition in our xiafan series, something simple college dorm style stuff in a bag. And if you're talking about Sichuan, look no further than zhacai. So zhacai is this style of Sichuan pickled vegetable that's made from a variety of mustard green that got this really big stems. It's first pressed to purge, which process is called zha, thus giving its name zhacai. And then after purging, it's seasoned to ferment and then later cut and packaged. It's often translated as Sichuan preserved vegetables or Sichuan preserved mustard, which of course is not to be confused with yacai, the classic dandan noodle topping, which unfortunately this too often shares the same English translation. And this have led to a lot of confusion when people are trying to pick up yacai for their dandan noodles or other Sichuan dishes, but end up picking up zhacai instead because it's everywhere in Chinese supermarkets. And this confusions also led to a lot of people asking, then what do I do with this? Well, the basic answer is to just eat it straight up. If you're hungry and want a snack, eat this with some white rice. It's a surprisingly tasting college dorm style meal right there. Or you can also use it to make a stir fry like the one that we cover in our Chinese fast food video up here. Or you can use this as a base and make a very quick, simple 凉拌 cold dish. So to do so, just unpack one bag, toss in 1 big clove of minced garlic, 1 sprig of cilantro, 1 teaspoon toasted white sesame seeds, 1/4 teaspoon sugar, 1/2 teaspoon dark Chinese vinegar, and drizzle in some toasted sesame oil. Mix it all well, then you have this zhacai cold dish to go with rice, congee, or even noodles, which I personally enjoy the most. Besides the ever-popular savory and spicy dishes, Yuxiang fish fragrance, with its sweet and sour spiciness, is another popular candidate to down some rice. And Yuxiang sauce with omelettes is another Sichuan classic together with the more common pork slivers or eggplants. But this one, it's probably the most good-looking Yuxiang dish in the Yuxiang family. And bonus, this is actually a very easy dish with only 3 simple prepping steps. So let's make our Yuxiang sauce first. To a bowl, mix in 2 teaspoons each of soy sauce, Chinese dark vinegar, and sugar, plus a 1/4 teaspoon each of salt, MSG, and 1/2 tablespoon starch. Then finally mix in 1/2 cup water, stir well to dissolve everything. And for a sauce-heavy dish like this, it will be preferred to use starch that can hold the consistency better, such as potato, tapioca, or arrowroot. And next up, aromatics. Let's mince up 5 gram or 1/2 inch ginger, 3 to 4 big cloves or 10 gram garlic, together with 1 sprig scallion also minced. Remember though to separate the white and the green and set aside. Now, Yuxiang flavor profile needs Sichuan pickled chili, 泡椒, but it seems like a lot of people are having trouble finding the exact type of Sichuan pickled chili. So here today we are subbing it with Lao Gan Ma the more available pickled chili that is from the neighboring Guizhou province. It's less sour than the Sichuan pickled chili, but it hits similar notes with its savoriness and lactose fermentation, so it's a decent sub when you can't find the Sichuan pickled chili. So just take 20 grams 炸辣椒, about 1 heaping tablespoon, give it a mince to further break it down, then set aside. Third and last leg of prep, eggs. So first, mix 1 teaspoon cornstarch with 1 tablespoon water and 1/4 teaspoon vinegar. The starch helps to hold up the puffy structure of the egg, and the vinegar helps to cut the egginess. And then just crack in 4 eggs, whisk till it's foamy like this, and we can start cooking. So there are many routes to achieve Yuxiang Omelette. Some people like to deep fry their eggs individually to achieve maximum crispy and puffiness. Some people like to fry up some fatty pork for their sauce. But here today we are sticking with a more straightforward and simple version in the spirit of a weeknight meal. So first, long yao. Get your wok piping hot, shut off the heat, add in the oil. Here's about 3 tablespoons. Give it a swirl to get a nice non-stick surface. Heat on high now. Let the oil heat up till when an egg drop can puff up immediately. Then turn the heat to medium-low. Pour in the egg. Once the edges form, use the back of your spatula, gently push the egg towards the center to create layers and thickness. Meanwhile, slightly turn until the wok around so that the bottom gets cooked evenly. Now, when no liquid eggs flowing around anymore when you push inward, then just gently flip the egg over. Continue to push and swirl the wok along to cook the other side for about 2 more minutes. Then heat off, gently put the omelette on your serving plate. Next, no need to wash the wok. Just add in 1 tablespoon oil and add in the minced 炸辣椒. Fry on medium-low till the oil turns red. Then add in the aromatics, fry till fragrant, about 1 minute. Then give the sauce a good stir and add that to the wok. Turn the heat to high now. Keep stirring and let it come to a boil. Then when it thickens to something like this consistency, mix in most of the scallion green, shut off the heat, and smother that sauce over the omelette. Sprinkle the rest of the scallion on, and now this very pretty fish fragrant omelette is done. Alright, last up, minced beef and celery. So this dish is a very specific variant of a more general home-style Sichuan minced beef dish called 家常碎牛肉. Together with this beef, Chinese celery, it's a classic, but so would be cut up long beans or chopped fresh chilies. So it's really just anything you like. We chose this specific dish, beef with celery. It's because over on our Patreon's Discord, that it's an obsession. People love making it so much that it started to be referred to as the dish. Now, we've never covered this dish before, so the recipe that they are following is actually from future Dunlop's cookbooks, either Food of Sichuan or Every Grain of Rice. And if you're watching this video, there's a high chance that you probably have at least one of her cookbooks on your shelves. So you can check those out too. But today, we decided to also throw our hats into the ring of the dish. So for our recipe here, we'll be using Western celery instead of Chinese celery. But for the beef, we'll stick with hand minced because that does make a pretty big difference for the final dish. So with 150 gram beef loin, cut it into strips, then a smaller dice. Then start mincing for about 5 minutes until you get to a roughly chopped texture like this. Then add in 1/4 teaspoon dark soy sauce, 1 teaspoon 料酒 a.k.a. 绍兴 wine, 1/8 teaspoon salt, and 1/2 teaspoon cornstarch. Mix well and set aside. Next, celery. Here's about 220 grams of Western celery. Do use Chinese celery here if you can find them though. Peel off the outer layer at the bottom if it looks fibrous, then cut it in half. Cut the wider part into 3 or 4 strips and the smaller part into 2 or 3. Mince them into 1/2 centimeter pieces, then add in 1/4 teaspoon salt. Give it a good mix and set aside to purge for 10 minutes. As for the leaves, give them a couple rough chop and set aside. Now let's quickly measure out 15 gram or 1 tablespoon 豆瓣酱 Sichuan chili broad bean paste. Then mince 5 gram or half-inch ginger and 3 to 4 big cloves of garlic set aside. And let's whip up a simple finishing sauce with half teaspoon soy sauce, quarter teaspoon MSG, 1 teaspoon cornstarch, 2 tablespoon water, mix well and set aside. And by now the celery is also purged. Give it a nice squeeze to expel as much water as you can, and then we can stir fry. So first, long yao. Get your wok piping hot, shut off the heat, add in the oil, here about 2 tablespoons, heat on medium-high, add in the beef and quickly break it up. Then fry it till the color is all changed. Now shut off the heat, scooch the beef to the side of the wok, add in another tablespoon oil, then in with douban jiang. Turn the heat back on low. Fry it till the oil is stained red, about 1.5 minutes. Then add in the aromatics, fry till fragrant, also about 1.5 minutes. Then mix the beef back in, turn the heat to high, give it a quick fry, then add in the celery. Another quick mix, stir the sauce and add that in. Mix well, heat off, toss in the celery leaves, mix and out. And then the dish is done. So right, this is our first edition of Sichuan xiafancai over rice dishes with some pretty representative and simple home cooking dishes to go with your rice. We hope you'll have fun with it, and don't forget to check out the pin notes for some more tweaks that you can apply to the dishes here. And as always, recipe in description box. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon, and of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.